So ULYSSE Jr. will make his way in. His first fight outside of Montreal. Basketball and football and taekwondo were his interests as a teenager. And then he heard about Floyd Mayweather making $35 million. He said, I fight on the street for nothing. Why don't I try to become a good boxer? So in a 3-year period, he was on the Canadian national team, won 2 amateur championships, and he turned pro in the Pascal Boutte undercard.
Gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, Zachary OCHOA.
Zachary OCHOA from Brooklyn.
Said he's more than hungry, he's hungry.
Hey, could have come up here with you.
yeah, my fellow Brooklynite.
He had 3 fights last year, and in his last it was a unanimous decision win over Daniel Montoya in Arlington, Texas. So OCHOA and ULYSSE getting set to do battle. Combined record of 28-0. One's a pro since 2014. OCHOA pro since 2011. But in a sense, in one regard, they're both 0-0. This is the fight in which a new career phase will be born. Let's meet the fighters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turning Stone Resort Casino in Verona, New York. The following contest is scheduled for 10 rounds and will be contested for the vacant Junior NABF Super Lightweight title. It's brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by Cerveza Tecate Born Bold, as well as Casa Mexico Tequila. It's in the taste. This bout is sanctioned by the NABF, the president, Dwayne Ford, and joining us here, NABF supervisor, Jill Diamond. The judges for the bout are Glenn Feldman, Don Trella, and John McKay. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the third man in the ring will be Gary Rosato. Introducing first, he weighed in at 139 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated, 12 bouts, 12 victories, 8 coming by way of knockout. Wearing silver with black this evening from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Please welcome Yves ULYSSE Jr. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, he weighed in at 139 1/2 pounds. Undefeated as well, 16 victories, 0 defeats, 7 wins by way of knockout. Wearing black with red from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York, Zachary OCHOA.
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you specific detailed instructions in the locker room. I'm only going to tell you 2 things. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, bang at the ball. God bless.
All right, ULYSSE and OCHOA. 4:10. And we are off.
In the first 2 rounds, going to be very, very important. Going to set the tone for this fight.
And this is interesting too, because I think angles will play a big part in this, Brian, because not a big height or reach advantage for either guy. So we're going to have to see something that they're going to have to do something to create something in the angles for
Absolutely.
the momentum.
And it's going to come down to making an adjustment and then making a third adjustment. Who's going to be the one to adjust and then adjust again?
ULYSSE tried to time an OCHOA left hook, and he fired the right hand over the top of that.
And ULYSSE is trying to be the boss in there. He's the one trying to be aggressive, trying to impose himself on Zach.
Gets the right hand in, and that's twice he has served notice for OCHOA that if the left hand is held low, that ULYSSE will try to counter it over the top.
But the right hand is there for Zachary as well. Just have to let it go. ULYSSE is stalking, but he's jabbing and he's keeping his left hand out there.
Good right hand by ULYSSE. Works the body pretty well.
And this is what I meant in terms of the first 2 rounds going to be critical. Who sets the tone? And ULYSSE is certainly setting the tone that he's going to be the boss.
Been pretty sharp with his jab, and he has been accurate with the right hand. Look at that left hand by OCHOA. Good right hand by ULYSSE. And works the body nicely behind the jab.
And ULYSSE, that jab to the stomach is a very important punch. Because in about 4 or 5 rounds, Zachary is going to certainly pay attention to that punch and start to drop his hands to block it.
As we come to the end of the opening round, a good one for Yves ULYSSE.
Et le jab au corps, excellent. Okay. Ouvre le moyen de placer la main droite en haut. OK? En feintant le jab au corps. Mais joue avec ce jab-là. Joue avec ce jab-là. À la tête, au corps.
Look, after you shoot the jab, after you shoot the 1-2, slide to your right. If you jab you to the stomach, slide to your right and shoot your right hand. All right, right there, look good. Don't be on the rope, don't be on the corner. You don't want to get him down. Well, from that, look good, look great, man. Nice and easy.
Second round action. ULYSSE and OCHOA at the Turning Stone in Verona, New York. Dave Bontempo and Brian Adams with you. Pair of undefeated fighters putting it on the line. OCHOA 16-0 with 7 knockouts. ULYSSE 12-0 with 8 knockouts. Left hook by ULYSSE. Hey,
ULYSSE certainly has, he appears to be the one with the confidence right now.
And you talked about the need to develop a second level and a second plan of attack for these guys, because they're both moderate plus punchers, but not big punchers. Even ULYSSE 8 and 12 fights. So the sense is that they'll have to work and set things up.
Right, and that's exactly the plan for these guys. They're not in that punchers category, but at the same time they're in that attack category, where if they attack and put enough punches together, they can get you out of there. And they know that, which means they have to work to get you out of there. They're not relying on one punch.
So in one sense, a bit of a mirror image challenge, in that these guys both know that that's what the other guy does. And he does what I do. So there won't be anything to play off other than what you invent.
Right, exactly. But, which means you have to be sharp mentally. You have to be aware defensively, because at any given moment, he can steal what you give him.
Voice of Brian Adams, a pro and four-time New York Golden Gloves champion. The left hand of Ochoa, what should ULYSSE be reading into that?
But I think ULYSSE's doing the right thing in terms of jabbing. He's moving forward, then he's backing out, giving angles. He's trying to confuse Zachary. First round, he showed that he's going to be the boss in attack. This round, he's giving a different movement. He's, off to the side, he's backing out, but yet he's still attacking. Zachary appears to be in that mode of trying to figure out what he's going to do.
How much should ULYSSE be reacting to that low left hand of Ochoa? Now, he brings it up here, but he's had it down by his side for about half of this fight.
Right. Again, it's only the second round out of 10 rounds. I think ULYSSE should ignore the left hand right now. Ignore it. Get Zachary comfortable in keeping that left hand down. In the second half of the fight, just attack it.
Make him pay later with interest. Reality setting in a little bit more for Curtis Stevens with the taping.
Concentration period. This is where you start thinking or saying to yourself, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Concentration period.
Well, the eyes certainly convey focus. We start round three, ULYSSE and Ochoa. Unbeaten fighters trying to make a mark in the 130-pound division. And you like seeing guys put those records on the line and take some risk now rather than wait for 3 years into a title fight.
But I think what you have seen in the sport is going back to, reverting back to the old days where undefeated guys fought each other, and if a guy lose, he was still in contention. There was a dry period where if you lost, you got to the end of the line. And I think that made guys hesitant on fighting other undefeated guys.
The protectionism that came with that.
But now the appreciation is there for guys facing one another.
They would say you're 20-2. Well, what other job are you going to do now?
Right.
You can't box. 2 losses. Good left hooks on the inside here by ULYSSE.
And that's what Zachary has to do in terms of countering. He has to allow ULYSSE to attack, punch away, especially to the body. And Zachary have to let those left hooks go, counter left hooks.
Again, you see the left hand low by Ochoa.
Left hand low by both guys, to be honest.
And now you're seeing more of ULYSSE keeping his low.
That's a confidence factor on ULYSSE's part. Zachary has been committing to that left hook. He should let the right hand go, especially against the ropes. Because look at the left hand of ULYSSE. Let the right hand go.
Good left hook by ULYSSE. And the elbow not called for.
Yeah, good elbow by ULYSSE.
Not called. Doesn't count.
That's right. It's only a legal punch if you get caught. Swelling under the right eye of Zachary.
A temporary departure in style. Very temporary for Ochoa, for ULYSSE. Toyed with the southpaw look for the briefest of moments, and then returned.
And I think Zachary should bend his knees a little bit more, work the jab, because ULYSSE is, look at ULYSSE, he's going in low. He's bending his knees every time he punches, he's going low. So Zachary bend also, it forces ULYSSE to stand up.
Fais le mouvement, fais le mouvement. Il a suivi crochet de gauche. À la fin de la ronde, tu as passé en dessous. OK? Fais un mouvement défensif. Fais un mouvement défensif quand tu finis lancer. Détruis avec du crochet. Laisse-moi le couler. Très beau, tu vas finir. OK?
For 3 rounds in the books, and ULYSSE is certainly gaining confidence. You can see him stalking, just backing Zachary up, pulling with that jab. Dig 2 shots to the body. Brings the right hand on top. Steps out, go back in to the body. And Zachary doesn't have an answer to the attack.
So into round 4, a good start to this one for ULYSSE from Montreal and OCHOA from Brooklyn. Almost an equidistant point here between those 2 locations. A little closer to Canada, but
right, a little closer,
but still not like you're in the guy's backyard.
Right.
It's still your state.
And then the way ULYSSE started this fight is how Zachary should have started the fight. Nice right hand by ULYSSE.
Comes to another good right hand to the body, and then the good right hand to the head off the body shot look. That was a nice change of direction by ULYSSE. Went to the body, and it looked like it would be a 3rd shot to the body, and from that position, he went upstairs.
And as I was saying, Zachary should have jumped on ULYSSE because this is the first time ULYSSE has fought outside of Canada. So no need to let him feel comfortable in the ring. Jump on him, make him feel uncomfortable, remind him that he's not home.
Now you can give him a stigma if you go after him
yes.
hard. Well, I'm not supposed to do well here. I'm not at home.
Exactly. And I think he jumped on Zachary, and Zachary has been somewhat uncomfortable during this fight. Look at the body language of the 2.
Yes.
One guy is saying, okay, I got this fight. Another guy is saying, I'm trying to stay in this fight.
I'm looking for something.
Right. And then also, if you look at the 2 physically, ULYSSE is much more solid than Zachary.
It looks like a half a division or a division bigger.
Yes. And the difference here, what I see so far, again, it's only the 4th round, but what I see is when ULYSSE wants to back Zachary up, he does it with ease. When Zachary wants to back ULYSSE up, it's not that easy.
And he's paid a price when he's tried to back him up. So we come to the end of round 4 with ULYSSE jabbing and moving and getting off first.
Right there, you're waiting too long to throw the right hand over the top. When you throw that jab here, just throw it over the top. You touch him solid. But if you feel him solid, then just throw that motherfucker. Let him block it all day. The thing is, you're keeping him on his heels. That's the trick to it. And eventually to get in, and you got to roll out. And stay out of the damn corners. Don't go in the corners. You ain't got to run around all the place, but just don't go in the corner. Everything else is good. You know what I mean? You got to come a point, you got to pick that shit up, though. You heard? But everything else is looking pretty good for you. But don't be in the corners. Don't give him nothing. He's just looking to throw a jump over hook or overhand right or a straight right. That's all this kid got. He's too slow for you. Huh? Not yet. This is what you do, though. Just be smart and sharp when you do it.
But when a guy stands straight in front of you, especially with his hands down, it's easy for you to move forward and attack. And that's exactly what ULYSSE did. He poured with one punch, he missed, but followed through with that right hand there and landed flush on the chin.
To the 5th round of what has been the ULYSSE show so far.
Or ULYSSE.
How's it looking to you?
5 rounds to none for ULYSSE.
Well, 40
I'm sorry,
to
4 rounds to none. I'm jumping the gun here, but 4 rounds to none by
But you like what
ULYSSE.
you've seen so far in round 5?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he came out the way he ended the 4th round. Confident. He met Zachary in the middle of the ring, and he's the one controlling and dictating when the punches are being thrown. I think that's part of the whole ring generalship that the judges are supposed to rank guys on. Who's controlling action? Who's forcing the fight?
And who punches off of the move? Some guys move and they try to make it look good, but they're not throwing the leather at the same time they're doing that. But ULYSSE's been right on it.
Just watch it. The only time Zachary punch is when ULYSSE forces him to punch. See here, it's time here and nobody's punching. Zachary commits the 2 punches there, but for the most part, ULYSSE is the one leading and finishing exchanges.
The jab here by ULYSSE. And a good uppercut.
But ULYSSE didn't follow through with that cleanup hook. And as we saw in the replay from last round, Zachary is standing in front of ULYSSE. I said he should bend his knees and try to move forward, but he's standing tall and standing right in front of ULYSSE.
Makes himself a much easier target.
Much. With his hands down.
There's the jab by ULYSSE.
He tried to showboat. ULYSSE lands a left hook from the outside.
The jab by ULYSSE.
And again, ULYSSE is just more comfortable in the ring between the two. Zachary needs to stand in position and fight to get respect and get ULYSSE out that comfort zone.
Halfway through, it is all ULYSSE.
When there's distance in between the two, just look at the face and the eyes of ULYSSE. He's comfortable, confident that I can land anytime I want. Even when he throws and misses, he comes back and follow throughs. That's a sign of confidence.
And we move ahead into the second half of this fight with ULYSSE in the white trunks in control against OCHOA in this battle of unbeatens. And if you're OCHOA, you talk about unbeatens, you're pro for almost 6 years now. You have to see this O slipping away, and should be some sense of urgency about something else to try.
Yeah, that's why I said he should stand his ground and fight. Get respect. Because right now there's no respect given from ULYSSE.
It's a matter now where it's not even about picking up rounds. If the scores are how we're seeing it,
right,
he needs to do a lot more than just put some rounds in the bank now.
Right. He needs to turn the tide. And I think the best option for him is to stand and fight. Even if it cost him getting hurt in the process, stand and fight. Get some respect. Because if he has a decent punch as well. If he's able to rock, shake up ULYSSE, that could bring that confidence that he needs.
And it's still the stalk action here from ULYSSE, cutting off the ring.
Right, he's doing a good job of cutting the ring. Still in Zachary's chest. And that's what I mean. He's controlling everything.
Looping right by.
He's walking straight in. He's square. ULYSSE, that is. He's square. All Zachary needs to do is stand his ground and punch. ULYSSE is coming right at him. Strictly attack mode.
So some lateral movement, some angles, and a hard shot would be a good potion for OCHOA. But the thing is, when you're not a power puncher, you can't afford to be behind in a big way.
And then also, you know how things are going in the ring. If it's not a real tight round, you know how things are going. So he's aware that he's behind. And when you feel that you have been losing round after round for 5 or 6 rounds, it's really tough for you to turn the switch on and step up the attack. It's real tough.
Left hook of the right hand here by ULYSSE. And he finishes the 6th round strong.
Un peu avant. OK? Il suit sur le chien. Il penche toujours. Et le crochet de gauche. Ouais, l'autre. Et crochet de gauche. Et il lève. Tu vois qu'il lève.
David Lemieux, the main event with Curtis Stevens. A solemn look.
The calm before the storm?
Maybe the calm debating the inner storm. All kinds of ways you could look at this time of the fight. But certainly, it's a guy trying to get wired in emotionally. We've seen fighters do it so many different ways, tying in, getting themselves ready for the fight. And that will be our main event later. Stevens and Lemieux. Here, ULYSSE is controlling this battle of unbeatens.
And just look at it. I don't see Zachary wanting to commit to standing his ground. Anytime ULYSSE steps forward, Zachary moves backwards.
You
see
need to take
ULYSSE moving forward, Zachary moving backwards.
You need that risk if you're going to get that reward.
Right. So you have to commit to standing your ground and letting your shots go. He should not be hopeless because, listen, he's undefeated as well. He has 7 knockouts in 16 fights. So he's undefeated as well. There must be some type of confidence. Although he gets hit with a nice right hand there. Another right hand.
And here comes ULYSSE trying to make a bigger statement. The punches are wide, but he's fighting unanswered shots here. Different referees will look at it different ways. Some will stop fights when they see this. Some will warn fighters.
Gary Rosado is telling him punch. He cannot stand against the ropes and take those shots.
Oh, takes a huge right hand.
2 right hands.
Referee would be right in there. He's taking a look. Another big right hand. Referee not concerned for Ochoa. I think he should be.
He's talking to him.
Here is big uppercut by ULYSSE. He has a lot of time to work with. There's just the one shot that Ochoa.
Nice
He got
right
hit
hand.
again.
He got hurt.
You got to stop it here.
He tried to punch in between those shots, and ULYSSE beat him with a right hand right on the chin.
Another big right hand by
Yeah,
ULYSSE.
Garizato's about to stop it. Gary's one more solid punch, and I think Garizato will stop it.
Well, unfortunately, then he gets a break. Between rounds, the corner will have a decision to
Kelly
make.
Richardson,
Oh, another big right hand by
his trainer,
ULYSSE.
Kelly Richardson is like a father figure to him. So it's somewhat surprising that Kelly is not that compassionate to stand up and stop the fight.
Now, we saw fights last week that fights were stopped for less. So it's a matter of each individual referee.
Did ULYSSE punch himself out? 10 seconds remaining. I don't think so.
Ochoa will painfully get through this round, but they've got a big decision to make in the corner. He took a lot of pounding in one round.
And I'm sure the doctor is going to take a long look at him. And there go the doctor.
It looks like they've stopped it.
Kelly Richardson did the right thing. That's his trainer.
Good stoppage.
Excellent stoppage. He can be upset all he wants. But at the end of the day, he's looking out for the kid.
It's somebody's job to look out for him, and that's their main responsibility.
You see Zachary brother jump up and say no. And Kelly Richardson pushes him and says, my call is over.
Well, he'll be the one that has to answer to him afterward. So he's on the scene and he makes the decision.
You see the entire round, Zachary stayed against the ropes and he kept getting hit with right hand after right hand, whether it was straight or uppercuts. He kept getting hit, unanswered shots. Referee Rosado gave him all the opportunities, but he just stayed pinned against the ropes. And ULYSSE was happy to keep him there as target practice. Look at ULYSSE. Great concentration, placing the right punches. He did his job in terms of just letting his hands go. Even defensively, when Zachary tried to return fire, half steps back, and he's right back in on the attack.
A little surprised it wasn't stopped by the referee.
And this is towards the end of the round where Zachary got hurt. That right hand right there had him staggering.
And here's where the ref should be. He takes a look and lets him get through. A guy can be too brave for his own good.
Yes. Listen, I always say don't stop it too soon. But there's also too late.
Yeah, the great saying in boxing, better a minute too soon than a second too late.
And here's the end of the fight. Again, in his own corner, against the ropes, still taking right hand after right hand. Brave young man, Kelly Richardson, manager, father figure, said, I love you, kid, but it's my decision.
And when they look back at it, he'll probably agree
Thank
with
him,
him.
yes. Right now, he's upset. You know, that's called pride.
Well, somebody has to make the first call before you can second guess. But he was given every chance.
He took 3 minutes of pounding. You want him to go back out there and take another 3 minutes? Because it didn't look as if ULYSSE was going to slow down.
Now we're going to take it to the end, and then when the decision is made in the corner.
And I'm sure the doctor is going to take a long look at it.
He had to fight over not only the fighter, but
his brother.
Yeah.
His brother, I mean, listen, that's a natural reaction. No, stop it. But the brother's not getting hit. So, yes, you don't want to see your brother knocked out, but at the same time, there has to be some concern.
It's split-second decisions, and you can't go back and change it. If you were there too long and you let him get hit too much, you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Right.
So, an excellent decision. I'm actually a little surprised he got through the round. That's just a matter of which referee is doing it.
And then I appreciate the fact that Kelly Richardson said, I'm stopping it, it's my call, and he explained why.
Let's get the final numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on information from the red corner, the referee in charge, Gary Rosado, calls for a halt to the bout officially at the end of the 7th round. Your winner by retirement, still undefeated, and the new junior NABF super lightweight champion from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Yves ULYSSE Jr.
All right, so the happy fighter from Montreal moves up and scores well in a big way, in a big fight.
Yeah, great job. It showed that he prepared properly. He watched Zachary, and he came in and did his job. Not cocky. Most guys try to belittle their opponents, another undefeated guy, when they win, but class act. And good sportsmanship by Zachary OCHOA. He should go back to the drawing board. Still opportunity there for him. He's still young.
But he'll have to go back and take the break. You know what his corner did? He wasn't going to win the fight, so they bought him a lot more recuperative time.
Right.
So this one is in the book. And a little bit later on, we'll be shifting to Lemieux Stevens, and we'll have Alvarado and ULYSSE Gambino.